Okay, good morning. Good morning. So it is 8 o'clock on Tuesday, the 12th of September, and we are going live today for the first time on LinkedIn, YouTube, and Facebook. So let's see how we get on. Morning, Stowe. How are you, mate? I think kind of going live across a couple of platforms is the way forward for us as a company. LinkedIn is very much where we live and very much where we're kind of comfortable and built up that kind of that audience. But I'm going to start putting more stuff out on YouTube and Facebook. So if you aren't following us on Facebook, it's True Fitness, which you can find on YouTube and Facebook. LinkedIn, YouTube, Facebook, the main places to find us. So hopefully this is all working. I've got some people checking for me. Hey, Dash. Hey, Francesca. Good morning, good morning, good morning. So I'm going to give it another 30 seconds for people to jump on. But those of you who don't know who I am, my name is Cameron Harris. I am the owner of a company called Truth Fitness. And we are a company, a health and fitness company that specialises in business leaders, helping them to transform their lives in just 6 short weeks. So I'm really excited actually because we've been doing a lot of work recently on our branding, our rebranding, which is going to be coming out probably in the next couple of weeks, if not within the next month. So that's really exciting. But you can hear us talking more and more about what makes us different as a company and, why you guys should be checking us out if you're a business leader. So I know it's 8 o'clock in the morning. I know it's a kind of a funny time for people. You've probably got a piece of toast in the mouth, trying to get out the door, trying to get the keys in the car, trying to get the kids out, etc. So what I'm going to do today is do a half an hour live webinar, live talk, live show, whatever you want to call it. And we're going to talk about something very specific, which is what are you willing to give up? Okay. Now, I watched an incredible video yesterday, which spoke about this exact subject, but it spoke about within the framework of business. Okay. Now, there's lots of, hey, Kevin, there's lots of parallels, which you can probably think about top of your head, but also you'll see lots of people talking about it online between business and fitness, right? Now, we specifically talk to business people. So if you're a business leader, if you're a business owner, if you're a senior executive, CEO, whatever you are, if you're within that business leader bracket, you'll know in your mind there's some similarities between, building a business, running a business, and building your health, building your fitness, building your strength, like all those kind of KPIs, those key areas. Okay. Now, when it comes to, giving stuff up, it's a subject that most health and fitness companies, definitely most personal trainers, most coaches don't want to talk about. Now, we're called Truth for a reason. We're very transparent and honest about things because most of the information that you guys are reading, most of the information that you guys are kind of consuming online isn't relevant to you. Now, I'm going to talk, obviously, I'm trying to address 10, 15, 20, 30, 40 people on this call right now. So I'm going to keep this information as kind of general as I can. So it really helps each individual person. But specifically, when we talk about business people, one of the kind of the issues that we see and regularly we experience this, and obviously many of our clients are in this bracket, they've really worked hard for many years to get themselves to this kind of level where they feel successful. They're well known within the industry. They've built teams, they've built a business, and they're in a position now where, they're doing pretty well for themselves. Okay. But unfortunately, there's had to be some kind of sacrifice to get them to this point. Okay. Oftentimes, and this is why I've got a company, oftentimes health and their fitness, so their health and their conditioning, their health and their body, whichever way you want to kind of dress it up, right? That has been pushed down the priority list for a considerable amount of time because they've not had the time, they've not had the mental capacities, they've not had the brain space to actually do this, to actually get to the gym, to look after themselves. Business is all consuming. And those of you out there that are watching this and know what I'm talking about, business is a 24-hour, 365 day a year thing. And those that say it isn't aren't really doing it properly, because when you really get obsessed by success and by building something really special, which I'm sure you guys are all doing the same kind of thing, it is in your mind all the time. It absorbs all of your energy. It absorbs all of your mental focus. Okay. So what happens is you're only trying to, you're trying to unfocus on business to spend time with family, to see your friends, whatever that looks like, right? But you and I both know that business is a massive part of your life, and it probably has been for a long time. But perhaps, like the person I just spoke about, health and fitness and conditioning and weight and all that kind of stuff has been pushed down that list of priorities. Okay. Now, what most personal trainers talk to you about, what most coaching companies speak about, not all, but most, is this idea of kind of flexibility, flexible dieting, being able to kind of do what you want, and it being a fluid and flexible situation where, you can get your goals, but you can have flexibility as well. And I'm going to kind of go against that a little bit. And I'm probably, sticking my neck out here, and it might isolate some people, and that's fine, because those aren't the people that we really want to help. We want to help the people that like information that is truthful and actually going to work for you, rather than just being told what you want to hear. Okay. Now, again, if we go into, I'm not digging anybody out. I'm really, really not. We don't do that here. And I know there's plenty of personal trainers out there that have built their business on digging out other coaches and other personal trainers. I'm not doing that. I'm just talking about generally. So when you look at a lot of the information that's put out there, you'll see personal trainers that are in great shape. They're in great nick. And they talk about, pictures of them eating pizza, pictures of them eating a donut. And they're kind of playing this flexible dieting game. Okay. Which is great for them. Yeah. Because they are training probably 6, 7, 8 times a week. And maybe they're in their 20s, and maybe they've got great genes, right? That isn't relevant for you, first off the bat. Okay. That whole flexible thing probably isn't suitable for most of the people that we kind of pick up as clients, people that we help in general. Okay. It's the flexible dieting thing. Then you've got flexibility around alcohol. I see this all the time. I'm not an alcohol Nazi. I enjoy a drink. I'm not going to tell you any lies around that. I'll have some wine on the weekend with family and friends, stuff like that. But it's a balanced approach to it. So training and nutrition come first, and the alcohol and the social side of things comes very much second. Okay. One doesn't happen without the other, if that makes sense. Okay. 80%, 20%, probably more like 90%, 10%, right? When it comes to things like alcohol, if you're in a position where, you watch this video and you're 1, 2, 3, 4 stone overweight, okay, that has taken you a considerable amount of time. Good morning, Ivy. A considerable amount of time, considerable amount of effort in the wrong direction to get yourself into that position. Okay. If you're on medication, if you're overweight, if you're in pain, if your sleep's all over the place, if your body's in absolute pieces, that has taken you a considerable amount of time doing the bad things consistently. Okay. If you go and speak to a personal trainer or a coach or, a training company, a weight loss company, and they're telling you that flexibility is fine, that you can drink and you can eat pizza, I would have alarm bells going off, to be completely transparent with you. Okay. And the reason I say that is that it's great because it is good to market that way. It's what's the easiest way to market to people that want to lose weight, right? It's okay. Well, you can lose weight and you can eat all this stuff. Yeah. Or you can lose weight and you can drink all this, or you can lose weight and change nothing in your lifestyle. Bullshit. It's not a real thing. Okay. If you want to make tiny, negligible changes, which take an elongated amount of time to achieve, if you don't really want to give your body what it needs to optimize your health, if you don't really have it as an important priority for you to optimize your health and achieve an ultimate goal, that's fine. Maybe flexibility, drinking what you want, eating what you want, but getting your workouts in. Maybe that's a good approach for you. Sorry. But let me tell you now, don't be disappointed. Don't be upset when you're 2 months in and nothing has changed, because you haven't changed. All right. In business, morning, Craig. In business, you sacrifice stuff. You sacrifice things. You sacrificed sleep. You sacrificed going to the friend's party. You sacrificed being late to your son's birthday. You sacrificed holidays, yeah, to get to where you are. That's what made you successful, right? The same thing with health and fitness. If you really want to improve, if you really want to get the goals that you want, you are going to have to give up some stuff, okay? And people that tell you otherwise, again, I would be very concerned about that kind of advice that you're getting, okay? So when it comes to, what are you willing to give up? I'll give you some examples, okay? Now, as I mentioned, alcohol and food are probably the 2 biggest areas that you're going to have to look at if your goal is optimizing health and losing weight. Simple, right? Okay. What it doesn't mean is that you can never have a drink again, ever again in the history of the world. That's not a thing. It also doesn't mean that you can't ever have a naughty treat. It doesn't mean you can't ever go to have cake. It's not what I'm saying to you. What I'm saying to you is that on that front end, when you want to get the results in that 6-week period, which is what we do, or that 12-week period, that 16-week period, you're going to have to look at your habits. You're going to have to look at what you do on an hourly, a weekly, a daily, a weekly, and a monthly basis, and look at what you can tweak and change and update and improve to get the changes that you want. The amount of people that I speak to, business leaders, that are pissed off and frustrated because they've gone around the merry-go-round of losing weight, putting it on, losing weight, putting it on, losing weight, putting it on. Yeah. And we talk about weight because most people that want to get fit and healthy have some weight to lose. That's a generalization across the board. Of course, it's the other end of the spectrum, but mostly it's people that want to lose weight to improve their health, to improve their health markers. And we know that when we're at a healthier weight, when our body is in shape and strong and fit and conditioned, the health issues, the negative health issues, drop through the floor. Okay. So if you're looking at this video this morning and you know that you drink too much, 2, 3, 4, 5 times a week, as an example, if you know that you overeat on sugar, okay, if you know that you have too many takeaways, if you know that you go out too much with friends, colleagues, business peers, clients, if you know that that's your bag, something needs to move. Okay. Now, maybe when it comes to, business meetings, to networking meetings, meeting new clients, client meetings, that kind of stuff, maybe that's not movable, and that's cool. Okay. But you need to look at what you're doing at those events. Do you need to drink? Okay. Do you need to go to an Indian restaurant or a pizza restaurant or an Italian restaurant? Can you go to a Turkish restaurant, which is obviously going to give you some healthier options? Yeah. Start to look at what you can start switching. Doesn't necessarily mean you have to completely give stuff up, but it means you're going to have to start looking at what part of it you need to give up. What types of drinks are you drinking? Are you having 10 pints? Okay. There's not a person on this planet that can drink 15 pints every week and get in shape. Okay, maybe people that run in marathons, right? Maybe people that are training 10 hours a day. But for general population, people I'm talking to, business leaders, it's not going to happen. There needs to be some kind of balance, right? So when you look at the types of drinks you're having, what can we switch out? Instead of having beer, could we have vodka and gin? Yeah. Instead of going for a pizza and pasta and heavy curry, could we go for, a Turkish or go to a Greek restaurant or something that's a little bit more kind of protein, vegetable based. Okay. So unless you're willing to look at that, or unless you're willing to, understand that there needs to be some changes put in place, unless you're willing to give up that old lifestyle, then you're going to keep going around the merry-go-round. Okay. You're going to keep going round and round and round. And, again, I speak to a lot of people that are in their 50s and late 40s, 50s and 60s that really, 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 really struggle with this idea. Okay. The idea of giving up that lifestyle is very concerning. It's probably quite scary. Yeah. It doesn't mean you've got to give it up, but it means you're going to have a period of recalibrating and readjusting what you do. So let's talk specifically about a 6-week period, because we talk about 6 weeks, right? Everyone talks about 12 weeks. We talk about 6 weeks. As you can tell, we like to do things a little bit differently here. We don't like to go with what everybody else does. We go with what works for us and for our clients, and we hold very strong to that. So let's look at a 6-week period, which is only 6 weekends, right? It's not a long time. We're not talking about 6 months. It's 6 weeks, okay? That 6-week period is perfect for recalibration, for looking at your habits and starting to adjust them, so you're starting to get results and starting to see the changes that you want, okay? For 6 weeks, let's give you an example. Let's say you start on Monday, right? And this is all on the pretense that you guys want to get results and you want to build yourself a program which is going to help you to lose fat, improve your energy, improve your health markers, work on your sleep, improve your condition, etc., etc. Again, it's all individualized, but generally weight loss is where people want to get weight loss, fat loss. So say you start on Monday, you've got 6 weeks, 6 weekends, right? What habits can you change? What habits can you look at and adjust, which are going to help you to skyrocket all those things I just spoke about, okay? When you go to work in the morning, for example, when you get on the train, are you grabbing a latte and a croissant? Do you do that every morning? Can we switch that out for something a little bit healthier? So high protein, high fat, maybe you can, do yourself some eggs before you leave the house as a change. Yeah, get up a little earlier and actually do yourself some eggs. Maybe you can prepare some eggs, something like that, right? When you get to the station, do you jump straight into a cab to get to the office? Could you walk? Could you make that a habit that you start to change and adjust? Okay. On a Wednesday, do you always meet your friend down the pub for a couple of pints on the way home, or a bottle of wine on the way home from the office? Or do you do it on Thursday, which is generally where people go out in the city? Can we look at that and can we say, right, well, instead of doing that, what I'm going to do is I don't really want to skip it because I still want to see my friend. So maybe we can switch that out for some gin and slimline tonics. So you aren't getting that sugar. You aren't having as much sugar and energy and extra calories into your diet. Maybe that could be a switch. Or maybe you don't do that for 6 weeks. Who knows? Maybe you have every 2 weeks, you have a team night out. Maybe you don't have to go. Or maybe you can switch the types of drinks out that you have. Maybe you could change the venue. So instead of doing it somewhere which is very beer and pizza type place, you can look at somewhere which is more of a gin and slimline, vodka slimline type place with some better options for food. Okay. When it gets to the weekend, you watch the football and go and have 10 pints and have a kebab. So what you can see is over that 6 week period, there are some simple switches that you can make. It doesn't necessarily mean you've got to stop doing them. It just means you've got to change the way you do them. Okay. Gold standard is that you stop doing them. That's gold standard, right? That's for the next 6 weeks. You don't do those things. All right. Now, you'd be surprised at the amount of people that if you spoke to your friends, your family, your peers, your colleagues, your teams, guys, as of Monday, I am on a 6 week program, which is really focused on me getting healthy because I'm concerned about my health. And I really want to start focusing on it for myself, for you guys, for my family, and for my friends and for my kids. You would be surprised at how many people go, good on you. Well done. Fantastic. We're going to support you through these 6 weeks. Okay. If you just had the cojones to say that, you would be so surprised at how many people are supportive. Okay. And that means for the next 6 weeks, you've got a weight off your shoulders and you go, right, I'm on this now for the next 6 weeks. Okay. And the reason that 6 weeks is so powerful, because in that period, you're going to start building new habits. And it's only 6 weeks. Okay. So when you come out the other side of the 6 weeks, and if you have been really restrictive, which is that gold standard, right? When you do come out the other side, maybe you won't be like what you were at the start. Maybe you won't be like what you were at the middle, right? Maybe the full-time restriction isn't realistic. And it's not realistic for most people. It's not realistic for me. I'm not that way inclined. Many people, a small minority of people can be that restrictive for life, okay? Hey, Jamil, but we're all human. So we're going to have some flexibility. We're going to have some kind of enjoyment in life. If that's how we want to live, right? That's fine. But I guarantee you, for that 6 weeks, if you become more restrictive, if you start to look at all your habits and look at what you're doing, the way you're doing things, when you come out the other end, you'll 100% be a different person to when you went in. Doesn't necessarily mean you're going to be a monk at that point, but you will be different than when you went into it. Guarantee it. It's only 6 weekends. It's not a long time. Okay. Now, on to the next point that I want to make. There is never, ever a good time to do this. Okay. There's never a good time to do this. There's never a good time to do this. There's never a best time to do this. In fact, the only best time to do this is right this second now, is to start. Okay. Again, I talk to so many business leaders, so many CEOs, managing directors, people that are extremely busy. They're always looking for the right time to start. It doesn't exist, guys. It doesn't exist. You have to start now. Because all that happens, and I've seen this so many times, is you say, I'll wait for the perfect time, and you lose days and weeks and months. And in some cases, you lose years. And oftentimes I see people pissing around, messing around, running around in circles for a long, long time. And unfortunately, life is finite. You only get one. Okay. So if you want to live it in a healthy, vibrant, energetic world in a way where you feel healthy and strong and you can do the things you want forever, and you've got abundant energy and you feel great and you can look after your kids and you're an inspiration to not only yourself, to your friends, your families, your team, your kids, then you have to start now. You have to set a date. Okay. The whole paradox around I wait till Monday or wait till the new year or wait till the time is perfect is utter tosh. It just doesn't exist. You have to start now. At some point, you're going to have to dip your toe in and give it a whirl. Okay, because who knows, it might just change your life. So guys, I've got 8 or 9 people on now, a couple on YouTube as well. If you guys have got any questions, feel free to ping them into the group, and I'm going to answer those best I can. Hope you found that informative. And if we haven't got any questions, that's cool. I know it's busy in the morning. Everyone's trying to get out the door, but if anyone's got any questions, drop a message in the comments. I'll be happy to answer those for you guys. Yeah, Dan, you're right, mate. It's now or never. It's really easy. It's one of those things where, you know, when it comes to making the changes that you really want, say in business, right? You know, if you want to start a new business, when's the best time to start? We'll just start now, because if you start looking at the economy, you know, the market, the weather, people's spending power at the moment, if you look at all those stuff, thanks, Francesca. If you look at all those areas and all you ever do is it stops you from actually taking action, you're just going to miss the boat, because unless you start, it doesn't give you the opportunity to build that momentum, to learn stuff, to grow, to improve. Okay. Doing what I do is quite frustrating, because I speak to people, you know, I speak to them in January, like, right, it's not the right time. And then I'll speak to them in September and it's still not the right time. And I'm thinking in my head, right, well, that's January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September. That's 9 months. You could literally have changed your whole life by now. You could have transformed your health. You could be in a position where you feel absolutely incredible by now. You could have literally turned your whole life around in that amount of time. But because you weren't able to get your head in the game and just try and take that first step and just walk over the line, you've held yourself back, and it's you standing in the way of you. And that's oftentimes, we'll do it. We'll stand in the way of ourselves. We stand in the way of our own, we stand in the way of our own progress. We stop ourselves from doing it. And the only reason we do that is because we're scared, or it's not the right time, right? So hopefully this morning, guys, I've put some rockets up some bums. Hopefully this morning I have motivated some people. Hopefully you found that information helpful. I'm just going to get a little banner up here for you. So, you know, if any of you guys watching this, you're struggling to lose weight, you're struggling to improve your long-term health, if you're looking for some extra guidance, you're very welcome to book a strategy call with me or one of my health coaches. You can email hi@truefitness.co.uk and we'll book in a 15, 20-minute call with you. It's not a sales call. We're not going to try and sell you stuff. We're just going to, you know, talk about your goals, what you're looking to achieve. Also talk a little bit about what's holding you back and help you to work through those and understand the best next steps for yourself. Cool. So, got a quick question coming here. If anyone's still live, what can you do about to be afraid to start with? Right. So, okay, cool. I've kind of answered that question already. So, what would you say to people that are worried, scared, or afraid to start the health and fitness journeys? Well, start their goals. So, the question is, what can I say to people? How can I help people that are looking to start, but they're worried or scared or afraid? Well, first off the bat is, as I mentioned a minute ago, you have to start at some point, whether it's now or in 10 years' time, you have to start at some point. So why not now? My next point would be to start really small. The stuff I've spoken to you about today, which is those little switches in habits, changing up how you do things, that would be a great place to start. We have a 5-pillar process, which is habits, training, nutrition, sleep, and NEAT. Habits is the first one, which is what I've spoken about today. Really focus on habits. Start with the simple stuff. Start drinking more water. Yeah. Start getting more steps in. Start focusing on getting to the gym a couple of times a week. If you can't get to the gym, then just walk. Okay. The great thing about habits is they don't take any extra time, because you're already doing the thing. You're already doing it. So you've got to do is just change it into a positive. Yeah. So if you're drinking a latte and having a croissant, you're already doing that. It's not going to take you more time to do that. In fact, it's going to take you less time to change it, because you just got to go, right, well, what I'll do is I'll get up 10 minutes earlier, I'll cook myself some eggs, and then I'll leave. Yeah. It's not going to take any extra time. You're just going to have to move things around a little bit, or go to the same place where you go and have a latte and a croissant, have a double espresso and some eggs. Yeah. Little switches. Habits are the most powerful place to start. They're free. They take no extra time. All you have to do, though, is to make a list and start to keep yourself accountable to those things. Now, of course, we do accountability. That's what we do for our clients. There's a charge to that. You can do it yourself. You can make notes. You can tick it off. The best way to do it for free is to find some absolute animal beast that spends every day in the gym. Ask that person to hold you accountable. Don't ask John down the pub who drinks 4 pints every night after work and then 10 on the weekend, because that person isn't going to hold you accountable. They can't hold themselves accountable, let alone you. Okay. Ask Jane or Adam or Margaret down the gym, who's in the gym every single morning at 6 o'clock without fail. That's the person that you want to ask to hold you accountable if you want to do it for free. Okay, guys, hope you have a great day, and we'll catch up very, very soon. You can check us out on Facebook. You can check us out on YouTube. You can check us out on LinkedIn. It's Cameron Harris at True Fitness as well, truefitness.co.uk. If you want to book in a free strategy call, you're very, very welcome. September is a very, very busy month for us, which is great. Also means time's quite restricted. So if you did want to book that in, probably get in touch with us ASAP, because my diary is crazy today, actually. In fact, I need to go. I've got a call coming in. But book a free strategy call with us. Just email hi@truefitness.co.uk, and we're very happy to take you through a strategy around how to get through your barriers, what's holding you back, and help you to get back on track with your health and fitness goals. All right, guys, have a great day, and I'll speak to you very soon. Cheers.